Hey everybody, Beth Helvey, Michael Saunders and Company. How you doing? It is a kind of breezy and muggy day today. I think we're going to get quite a bit of rain around dinner time or so, and that should cool things off, and tomorrow is going to be cool. But here's what we're going to talk about today. Obviously, I'm wearing a t-shirt because I'm working from home today. I've got movers coming by giving me quotes, and so that got me to thinking. You just sold your house, and you're getting ready to move out. What are you supposed to do, right? I mean, there's a lot to do. I'm in the middle of it myself. So a few things you want to be mindful of is your utilities, your water, your power, your cable, your electric. All of that needs to be turned off as of the day of closing, okay? Because you really don't want an interruption in service. Your buyer will turn their utilities on as of the day of closing. Now, like your cable, your internet, your phone, that stuff doesn't matter. Those are the kinds of things that are personal choices, and your buyer will take care of that. But keep your water and your electric on through then. Make sure that if your grass is due to be cut that week, hi Joseph, or if your pool is meant to be cleaned, any maintenance, hey Joey, that you get that done that week. Don't just say, it's fine, because I'll tell you what, if your buyer comes and the grass is overgrown, the pool is disgusting, that's going to be a problem. We want a smooth closing because, emotions are high. People are seriously stressed out by the time they get to a closing on both sides, okay? So make sure you do that. Your water in Manatee and Sarasota County will not actually come out of your name until the buyer turns in a basically recorded closing disclosure, and then it'll get prorated. It's another video. What else are you going to do? Well, you're going to pack up your stuff. Typically speaking, the way it works here in Sarasota and Manatee County, and I know throughout other states of the union, this is different. We take possession in Florida on the day of closing. If you're closing on the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, I don't care what day that is, your buyer owns that house as of that day, evidenced by the fact that condo assessments, homeowners association, taxes, all that stuff, the buyer starts paying those the day of closing. Hey, Lori. So they own the house as of the day of closing. Whether they're closing at 8 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock at night, they own the house. Really, you need to be out the day before closing. Hey, Barbara. And hi, Brian. You need to be out the day of closing. The day before closing, So if you're closing on the 5th, you need to move out on the 4th. And you need to have all your stuff out, preferably have the house cleaned, preferably not be coming back for stuff. And I know it's hard, especially the local move. Local moves seem to be harder than across the state moves. I'm not sure why. But make sure all your stuff is out. And here's why. Your buyer is going to want to do and should do a walkthrough prior to closing, prior to going to the closing office and signing all the documents, because you want them to make sure that they're satisfied with the property. You don't want anything coming back to you after closing. We're trying to make this a full stop. Maybe some questions, maybe who cut your grass, do you have a good housekeeper, but none of this other stuff. And you want them to come and do that walkthrough and give it their blessing and sign off on it, deliver their money, and then collect the keys, and then you're done. And that's ideally what's supposed to happen. So you really should be out the day before closing, and you really should have the house cleaned. Now, per the contract, it says swept clean. It's a very subjective term. Most people actually clean the house. But does that mean you have to clean out the cabinets? Does that mean you have to wash everything down? No. But is it a good idea? Yeah, it's really a good idea. Hi, Mohammed. It's really a good idea for you to go ahead and do that stuff before you move out. What are you going to take with you? Everything. Do not leave cans of paint behind. If you just painted, if you painted to sell the house and you're going to leave a wee bit of paint behind, hi, Michelle, for touch-ups or something like that, then go ahead and do it. But I would let your agent know so they can let the other party know. Hi, Anna. If you are going to take down stuff that's really big, like those of us that mount our TVs, you need to work that out. If you take down that big bracket that comes off of the wall, technically, usually what happens is you damage the wall. You got to fix the wall. Hi, Brittany. So you need to make sure you do that ahead of time. Or make arrangements, say to the buyer, hey, are you going to mount your TV? I'll just leave my bracket here. You can mount it right there. Those are things that are kind of gray that you need to take care of. Take all your furniture. Don't leave behind your kids' desks thinking that because they have kids, they can use it. Don't leave behind your little bistro set out front because you think it's super cute and they're going to want it. If you want to leave stuff behind, hey, Jeff, talk to your agent so they can ask the other party. Otherwise, it's up to you to dispose of it. Just because you don't want it doesn't mean the buyer is going to want it, okay? So make sure you find that stuff out before you do that. And take everything with you. Take it all. When I moved into this house, the owner had left behind this desk full of nails and things like that, and it was up to us to get rid of it. I mean, we didn't fight her on it, you know, and that sort of thing, but don't do that to people. That's just not cool. And you're going to make sure that you deliver a way for your buyer to get in, right? So make sure that you drop off a set of keys, the garage door opener. You know, you can bring the whole bag of everything. You can leave some of the keys here on the counter and then just takes a way for your buyer to get in at closing. Whatever you all work out, that's between you and the buyer. That's fine. Just make sure you do that so that your buyer can actually get in, right? And then make sure that when you do that, you let them know that the extra keys are here and whatnot, so that they know where to find them. Make sure you leave all the keys. You know, if your mom or your brother or your housekeeper has a key, you need to collect those keys if you can. Technically speaking, the buyer should be changing the locks when they move in, but if they're going to be painting or it's going to be a while before they move in, they may not do that, but they do deserve to have a secure house. So try to collect all the keys that you've given out. If you have any services that are going to be coming to the house, you need to make sure that you discontinue those services or let your buyer know if they want to continue them, and all of that transfers over. Same thing with your warranties. If you're offering warranties, roof, AC, appliances, whatever, make sure you take care of transferring all of that before they move in. Make sure you, hi Mary, make sure you call your insurance company and tell them that you're moving and what day you're moving out. Make sure, and then there's all the other stuff that have to do with an address change. Make sure you let the post office know. Do you really want to be schlepping back to the house for 2 weeks collecting your, Visa bill? Probably not. So that's just some things that you have to do. The reason, of course, I'm telling you this is, as you all know, I'm in the middle of a move myself, and there's just so many little things that have to be done. And I'm out there in my garage cleaning up all these paint cans going, oh God, I inherited some of these things myself when I moved in. So don't leave stuff like that behind. Don't leave your tools behind. Don't leave your lawnmower behind. Don't leave anything behind. Take everything with you unless you've agreed in the contract to leave something behind because you either have asked to leave it or your buyer has asked for it. Otherwise, take it out. You do not want your buyer to walk in the door to do their walkthrough because they're already super stressed out because a move is stressful, and see that they've cleaned their entire house out and you left all your yard tools and your paint cans in the garage. Because, think about it. When people are super, super stressed out, it's not typically a big thing that throws them over the edge. It's usually a teeny tiny little inconvenience, and then that's it. They've lost it. Hey, Paul, and that's just how life is. So let's try to do that. Make everything as smooth as possible. And that way, you go to the closing, you sign your documents, you get your money, you're gone, and you're on to your next house. And that's the best way to handle it. So just some little things about closing on a house. If you have any questions about this, if you have any good stories, throw it in the comments. If you have any questions about real estate in general, throw it in the comments or DM me, and I'm happy to answer them. Just make sure that everything goes with you and you secure everything. You cut off all of your services so that your buyer can walk in and start their new life because, they're going to love the house as much as you did. All right, it's going to rain like mad tonight, and it's going to cool off for the rest of the weekend. I hope you all have a great day. Get out there and enjoy yourself, wear your sunscreen, and drink your water. Bye, everybody.